Hello everybody, Lemsat87 here. Today we're going to do a replay review of my best games so far that I've had in my time in World of Tanks. I am playing in the IS-3-II, which is the double-barreled version of the IS-3 at Tier 9. This is a Tier 9 Soviet tank, and as you can see we are top tier in this match. Two Tier 9s on either side with a decent amount of Tier 8s with the rest filled in of Tier 7s. On the other side we have an Object 257 and a Tortoise, which is a tank destroyer, going against us. We have a T-30 on our side as Tier 9. Pretty potent. So let's get this going here. And as you can see, the makeup, there's a total of 6 TDs. Let's try that again. 6 heavies. 1 medium, 5 TDs, 2 lights, and 1 SPG for each side. With this being a pretty open map, and there being only 1 SPG, that's actually pretty good. So, don't have to worry too much about the arty, but with my luck, that doesn't really mean too much, because arty usually tends to focus on me, so we'll see if that happens this game or not. So we get moving here. I always try to challenge close to the capture point and encounter as much as possible, because that is the objective. And obviously we get spotted by the EBR, who crests the hill, is trying to get spots for his arty. If there were more than one arty, he'd have a better go of it, because there'd be more shots to go around. But he only has the one. But he's doing what he's supposed to do, and he's trying to get those spots. So we go for the basin here. Gives us cover up on the sides. It does put us into a low position in case somebody tries to come across the top of the basin, but so far we're okay there. We have 2 heavies coming toward us, an Object 257 and an ONI. I'm pretty well out ahead, so I stopped, pointed out, hey, I'm going to need some help with these heavies over here, because so far the other heavies have not been spotted. The 257 becomes visible. I take a shot, manage to get him in this track. Take the second shot, tracked him again. Didn't actually do any damage to him per se, but we only have the one arty, so we can't really capitalize. Get reloaded, manage to get a penetrating shot. Their ONI moves forward. He's trying to get a shot by, but this time our KV 122's moving up. The rest of our heavies are moving up. So we actually have an advantage in heavies on this side, because the Object 252U is going to the northeast corner to fight the rest of the enemy up there. And I keep getting shots off on the 257. He's behind cover, I'm behind cover. It's going to be hard to try to hit. I tried to get a shot on his engine deck there, but it ended up glancing his turret for a ricochet. He's still trying to pin me. I'm keeping it to where he can't really get too many penetrating shots, and just trying to trade, blows at this point. The enemy has an ONI, KV-3, and the Tiger 1 up with them. We just lost our second tank, and you'll notice that's a trend here in a second. Keep trying to jockey for positioning, trying to get a shot. Thought about a salvo shot, but he moved where I couldn't get a pen. He managed to pen me with a heat shell. I salvo shot, only pen with 1, so now I have an extended reload because of doing the salvo shot. The 257 kills our Carnarvon, and we're now down 4 tanks. We haven't killed a single enemy yet. Things are not looking good. Not looking good at all right now. I took a bad angle shot on that 257 because he only had 89 health. I tried to get the kill. Didn't have it. Should have waited, but didn't happen. So now he was able to escape in the meantime. So we have the ONI, KV-3, Tiger 1 over here. Managed to spot a tank destroyer in the back there. We just got our first kill. Already managed to get a kill. But before that, we had lost 6 tanks unanswered. So things are starting to look very bad right now. I get reloaded, I go for the salvo shot on the ONI, and totally messed it up. He moved back, marker went down, I shoot into the rocks. They start moving up now. I'm going to get swarmed here in a second, and my support is very minimal, because our VK-4502 fell back. I managed to get a fire on the KV-3. He had a manual extinguisher, was able to put it out, but he did take some damage from it. The Oni's trying to pin me in, trying to get some side damage. I killed the KV-3. Oni, because of what he's using, can't quite get a good angle. He doesn't have the gun depression. He's firing a heat shell, but can't pin the side of my turret, which is all he had a shot on. I get a kill on the Tiger 1. That 257 poked back down. I did not have a shot on him. He was killed, so that's good. So now it's just the Oni, who's basically at max health. I'm hurting, but he still can't pin me with the heat shell because I'm keeping my pretty strong armor to him. We're starting to pin him. He's in a bad position. He's going to go for the obvious kill, which is the KV-3. He manages to kill him, which looks like he's been firing heat the entire time, so that was an easy pen on that KV-3. So now the Oni's dead. So now we've destroyed 7, David destroyed 11. Remember, it was 0-6 at one point. So to be at this here is actually a lot better than we were. So now, trying to take stock of where we're at, what the situation is. I decided to make a move to try to help our Yag Tiger 88 over there. We have our KV-122 is just about dead. Then I notice, hey, I'm getting shot at. This T-26E4 is coming up. He's charging hard. I lock on, salvo shot, take 842 out of him. So that was a pretty good roll. I'm taking shots, but I'm bouncing from the AMX 1357. I decided to go for the killing blow on the T-26. He manages to get a shot in my lower glacis, so I get the kill. We're now down by 3 tanks, make that 4, and we're still in a good amount of trouble here, because I only have 249 HP left. I have 4 kills, 4,600 damage. We managed to get another kill there, so now we're down by 3. He is low on HP, very low on HP. He's basically one shot now, depending on what hits him. I missed a shot on the TS5. He picks it up, so that's good there. We're now back down to being down by 2 tanks, and trying to determine which way I'm going to make my play. He's just about dead, and our SG-101 over here is about half of his HP, a little over half remaining. Don't have a shot on the Tiger 2. You can see he's at 1,052 HP. The SG-101's calling for help. I decide I'm going to make my play over there because he has the AMX 1357. The WZ-111 was last seen over there. The Tortoise was last seen up in this corner. He could be coming this way. He might be going that way. Not too sure. So I decided to make my play in this general direction. There's better odds for getting support over here and not getting one shot, depending on what it is. He killed the SPG on the red side, so we don't have to worry about that. So it's almost even again. He becomes visible. I bounce his shot. I manage to get the kill as he tries backing up. The Tortoise is now shooting at us. The AMX 1357 was shooting at us, but the SG-101 managed to take him out. I'm taking HE rounds now, and took 10 damage from an HE round. I'm down to 70 HP, and we now have an advantage for a second in tanks. But remember, he only has 6 HP. He's got the Tiger 2 on him. He's about to be dead. So we're going to see in a second here. It's going to be me with 70 HP. Our SU-101, who's at 519, going up against the Tiger 2 and the Tortoise. We haven't seen the Tortoise in a while. We don't know what his status looks like. And I'm going to ask here what the HP was on that Tiger, hoping that he's paying attention, and he'll answer up, which he did. He says he has 564 left. So I at least know that I can't one-shot him. I could salvo shot him, which will leave me with an extended reload. So it's trying to determine how we're going to make our play. Do we push the cap? Do we move around, try to flank the Tortoise at his last known position? what do we do? So I see the SU-101 is moving, along the outer perimeter, and we decide our play is going to be on the last known position of the Tiger II. So we start heading that way, and I am going to utilize the basin to maintain cover as much as possible, because you never know with this game. If that tortoise spots me and he happens to get the right shot, I could be one shot. So, using the terrain as cover as much as possible, we move toward the cap, figuring that if anything, the SU-101 will pick him up out in the open. I'll start making my way to see if we can get a crossfire on him, depending on which way he goes. He becomes spotted. So now we have an angle on him, because SU-101, if he takes him head on, we'll get him, and I have a side shot, so we do kind of have a crossfire. He manages to pen him. He's down to 130. He's still looking okay. I have no shot because he's behind the hill there. So I'm trying to determine, do I enter the cap, which will let him know where I'm at. So now I'm trying to, at this point, basically letting the SU-101 try to take him on. So I know the Tiger II is not going to be able to one-shot him either unless he gets an ammo rack on him. The SU-101 moves into position. He does take a hit, knocks him down to 162, but he's going to get up there and get the kill on the Tiger II before he can reload. So now we are up 2-1, and I make the call, let's capture the base. Let's force the hand of the tortoise. He has to come to us now at this point. He can't just sit there hoping that we'll fall into his trap. So I decide, because of that, I see him turn, so that's good, he's listening. I switched and decided to load premium rounds, which will give better penetration, just in case the tortoise does decide to make the play, and I do have a frontal shot on him if he becomes visible. I want to have the best chance for penning him and getting a possible kill. Not sure what it's going to take since we don't know what his HP looks like. So we're sitting in the cap. He's in the back end on the edge there. Not really behind cover. I was hoping he would have been behind cover more, but he's moving now. And I'm behind some decent cover. As you can see, he's taking random shots into the cap, which means he has basically a clear line of sight to see the cap, but we're not spotted. So he's just firing wildly, hoping to get a blind shot. Not a bad tactic if you're in a slower tank, or if you know that you're going to be outnumbered, to where if he were to move close, it would be 1v2 for him. He might get one of us. More than likely, he wouldn't get, the second before getting killed himself, depending on this situation. So we're going to just sit in the cap at this point and force his hand. We have the upper hand at this point. We have the good cards. Basically, he's just trying not to make any moves, don't break any cover, be patient. Patience isn't exactly something a lot of players in this game have, but maintaining patience is key. We have 40 seconds left before we get the cap. Trying to see if he becomes visible. Gets quiet there for a bit. He's still taking blind shots. $20 seconds left. That shot was very close. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, capture. So we basically just won that game right there. So, for a game that started out losing 6 tanks in a row before we got our first kill, usually when that happens, you lose 99% of the time. Didn't give up. Everybody stayed in it. I had to play the best game of my life to pull it out. Yeah, the Yag Tiger 8.8 over there, he did pretty good too, getting 4 kills himself. And then RSU 101 played very well, so he had a couple kills. So stayed in it, did what we had to do, pulled out the win, and set a new record: 4,836 damage. That's a personal best for me. 3,800 blocked, which for this kind of tank is very good for me. I mean, I've blocked more in Japanese super heavies, but they're more known for that, depending on how you play them. So that's actually pretty good for that. So I was very happy with this game. So that's that. 5 kills, great damage. Yeah, definitely needed that considering that the game I played beforehand. I got a big old goose egg for damage. It was terrible. So it's just how the game works sometimes. So thanks for checking it out. I look forward to doing more of these as time goes along. Hopefully I'll be able to maintain this type of play so that way we can do this moving forward. But again, thanks for watching and have a great one.